Podcast starts at 19 seconds.
Welcome to a new episode of Fit the Description, a Black Men's podcast where various black men come together to talk about life, society, entertainment, culture, news, and whatever else we want to talk about from various black men's perspectives. I'm your host, G, and today we got B.
Love y'all.
And we may have other people coming in, we may not. We'll see what happens. With that being said, make sure on your way in to subscribe or follow, depending on your platform. Make sure to like the video up. Definitely helps us out. Make sure to check us out. Make sure to check out the Clips channel, Fit the Description Podcast over there on YouTube. Also, make sure to check us out on Instagram, opinion_Pete_network. I know I don't post on there like I should, but we will start posting more, hopefully in the near future. And with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started.
There he is. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Where's here?
Now, where do we want to do?
You guys are still talking about this?
Yes, sir. We've been
Wait a
waiting.
minute. Are you guys still talking about it, or did everybody just go silent?
They went silent for the most part, but I've been waiting just to finish it because if I start it, I'm going to make sure I finish it because I ain't got time to be going back and forth.
That's a damn shame. But yeah, all right. But, it's raining in Vegas again? Goddamn.
It's too hot for all that.
What?
I said it's too hot for all that.
Dude, it's thundering and lightning down there. Goddamn. I'm getting messages from everybody right now. So, okay. So, yeah. What the we back on this Erasure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Why is everybody scared to go against people? God
I don't know.
damn it.
I don't know. I don't get it.
Hold on. Fuck.
But then if you think about it, it does make sense because a lot of people like to bandwagon on the person saying something on social media. And then when they get corrected, they be like, oh, man, I was wrong. But they won't say nothing about it. So I'll just go further into detail with it. So with Erasure, what tends to happen, because that's the thing that sometimes happens, is things get lost in translation.
Hold on. Hey, James, you there?
Yeah, I just got back. What the fuck?
All right.
Okay.
So none of y'all actually look at the screen when I mute it. Y'all niggas just keep talking. All right, for sure.
Well, look at the screen now.
But you should people hear the phone ring or the door chime go off. I know you guys do.
Yeah.
So when the door chime goes off, that means somebody's walking in, and then all of a sudden I disappear. Y'all will be like, that door chime was just fake. That was Erasure. You know what I'm saying?
See, look at him.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Okay. So what happened?
So what I'm saying with the Erasure happening, things get lost in translation as well. So what I'm getting at is replacing the prom, or should I say weddings for proms. That type of replacement is doing Erasure, and things get lost in translation of doing such a thing like that.
Yeah, but again, from my point of view, what you're trying to say is that this is some government conspiracy or some that.
Oh no, I ain't going that far. I'm saying if that is happening, because I walked into this conversation and that was the question that was already posed. So I'm going, okay, I guess this is a thing, whatever.
Well, yes, it is a thing, but it's a thing put on by kids. Now, again, with how fast kids are accelerating and wanting to grow up, all of a sudden now the prom is taking precedence over a wedding. You're like, oh yeah, see, that's like you're doing the 1970s professor with the patches on his sleeves. Yeah, see now what the terminology is erasure. So what they're doing is they're removing the weddings no, they're not. All they're doing is pushing it up so they're considered, and they don't consider the wedding. They still consider the prom. But anybody that's got sense like us, they're going to look at this and go, oh, they're putting just as much money into this as a wedding. But when it gets time for the wedding, they're gonna say like you guys say, and they're broke and they have no money. So their wedding is bootleg, but their prom is now basically the same price as a wedding.
I'm just phrasing what I walked into. Now, if this is going to be presented on what you're talking about, I go, even if it feels like, oh, that's the old, no, 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 no. Things are a certain way for a reason. And it's like,
Exactly like I said, you're gonna be like, now, see, now what I'm telling you
and
is,
it's nothing like that. It's more of a prom is a prom, right? And it's got a name for a reason, right? They came up with it for what reason?
what reason did they come up with the word prom?
That is the question.
Oh, motherfucker.
I don't know.
Back to
I
posing.
know it was called that. That's all I know. But this is how things end up going and winding into that chaos because they try to pull in other things into something that originally has nothing to do with it.
But who's this? Well, here's the problem. Who's gonna say that it has nothing to do with it?
Who is?
Yeah, who's to say?
Any officiant, if they sit up there exchanging vows like that, like it is a wedding.
But why?
Because when you do an exchange of vows, usually there's a third party, kind of like what do they call those? Notaries? Is that what they call? To make sure that both parties are actually there signing off on documents and blah blah blah.
Okay, yeah, but that's a wedding. That's when you're getting married.
Uh-huh.
So basically, you're talking about the witness.
Yeah, that well, if they're emulating that in a prom, that's what's starting to be said. They're gonna take it there. Like what?
Well, again, but who's to say there weren't? Now, again, the biggest thing is you're making this into something that it's intended not to be. But it's
Huh?
again interesting. Don't get me wrong, I fucks with it. But what I'm saying is everything is being pushed towards a prom. And again, it makes sense because these kids are like trying to be grown at the age of 16. So why the fuck wouldn't you make a prom more into a wedding type of thing? Because again, once they get out to the real world, they figure out what the real world is and they figure out that life sucks and
But is
they don't
a
want to do anything else.
but that's kind of like up to the parents that's spending the money, right? To okay it or not,
Exactly.
because like I'm just saying because they are spending or not spending the money on it,
Yeah.
not
Well,
the kids, right?
well, yeah, well, I don't know. It
I,
could be. It could. I mean, shit, some of these kids could be balling. I'm not sure.
I don't know either. I'm just saying was what, and I go if it's up to the person that's spending the money. Let's just assume that I guess now at this moment for a moment.
But in hindsight, isn't the parents of the bride supposed to spend the majority of the money on the wedding?
Yeah, that's customary to certain, yeah.
Yeah. So isn't it kind of the same thing?
What's the same thing?
Like you're like, well, aren't the parents spending the money, but aren't the parents supposed to be spending the majority of the money in the wedding?
I get all of what you're saying, but you're kind of proving what I'm talking about. So I'm just trying to figure out what do you mean? Like you said to me that I'm putting it in the context of is something that is not supposed to be, but you're literally pushing it to sit there and say it's the same thing. I'm going to, well, you tell me.
But again, you're not saying like all you're saying is see, you're proving my point, but you never gave me a point. All you did was say erosion is erasing something, but nobody has actually erased. They're just making one more lavish than the other.
You're proving the points of saying that a prom is becoming just like a wedding. Am I
It
mistaken in saying
is.
that?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Is it replacing it? Is there like, all right, no, we're never gonna have a wedding again?
So then
Or is it just they're making this thing more lavish because these kids are 30 years old at 6.
If you're making something more lavish, then what does a wedding have to necessarily do with it?
Because back in the day, and again, maybe this wasn't when you guys were young, but when we were young, the wedding was the thing that was supposed to be the fucking, all right, let's throw everything at it. Let's dump, 6 months of salary in this bitch and turn it up. Weddings don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Is there nobody gonna say anything?
I understand that, from my understanding, a prom and a wedding are different events. They're both events, but they're different events.
Okay.
Now, proms may nowadays be trying to emulate what happens in weddings.
Mm, they're trying to, I'm not saying emulate, I'm trying to say you're putting the emulate word into it because you wanted to tie into what you're saying. I'm
I
saying
don't.
you're,
I'm trying to prove your point.
no, you're not. Because I'm saying they're making these fucking proms just as lavish as a wedding, and a wedding is going to be shit.
Oh, so now you moved on to how much money and luxury and stuff is input to
Have
a
you
prom.
seen any of the videos that I've shown? It's
I
always
looked
been
at the
about that.
I looked at the videos. I watched.
So it's always been about that. When is it something different?
But that's about almost any event. So
Mhm.
that's where it's like when you say the wedding thing, it's kind of like, mm,
Almost any event. What are you talking about?
most events they try to throw money at like crazy, even as something as simple as a birthday party for like a 2-year-old.
Who said that?
I'm saying that.
Oh, I ain't been to none of those. So
Yeah,
I'll
there's
have to
some
take it
ballers
for
out there that be going in on birthday parties and different. It depends. Like, so that's what I'm saying when you say what you're saying with the prom and the wedding thing. I go, okay, well, those are two different events, but they're doing the same stuff that they do in the wedding. Uh, yeah.
okay. You're not, but again, you're not connecting the dots on your point. At
The
least what I'm
point is, if they're doing the same stuff that they do in a wedding, I don't care about the money. Everybody ain't got the same situation when it comes financially, but you do got a choice in exchanging vows and stuff like that. That's a whole different thing and ball game of something else.
exactly. But again, like I'm saying, they're putting it to the point where people are putting more emphasis on this prom than they're going to on these. I can just see it now. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see in 10 years when these motherfuckers are getting married. Ah, fuck.
So, how do you feel about it?
I will just say this much. Like I said, I ain't trying to kill the conversation, but I'll say this: that, like, my opinion, which I said earlier, is that it is insane to see what I'm seeing from proms now. Don't get me wrong. I know as a kid, I've seen proms get extravagant, but like you said, having to share vows and stuff. Basically, well, I said it earlier. I'll say it again. If I had a kid and I see him doing this, I'll slap him upside his head because I'm like, no, this is too much. It's unnecessary.
Yeah, they're practically proposing at this point.
That is
Mm.
insane.
Dude, I said, get on a knee and you know, all for prop.
I'm not getting on the knee for no problem. Now I'm with you, B. Now I'm with you. We always talk about getting on the knee for marriage. I'm with you now. I'm not getting on no need for no prom. That is crazy. I am not about to marry this woman. What's it? Didn't we have this conversation about proms and how people wind up cheating on them, getting cheated on, leaving them, or breaking up on prom?
hmm That was a while. You did all that next day she broke up with you.
Yeah,
I say something else. That's why a lot of people be confused about stuff now to this day because erasure happens. And that's why I say people just need to look up that word and figure out what that is and what that's about and how many times has it happened.
But oh yeah, but back to what you were saying, B, about getting together and breaking up on after prom.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, well, we all know that happens a lot, And I would say that'd be crazy. You know, you propose and got on your knees and had the ceremony. Hell, man, in some cases even the honeymoon.
Well, I mean, yeah. Well, yeah, true. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you look at like everything that you saw in those videos right there, dudes on a horse and having to rent a Lambo and stuff, like,
Hey, I just want to reiterate this again on
mm,
this podcast because I guess I dropped the word that some people might not know. And I dropped that piece of knowledge there only because I know about the word and I didn't just use it randomly, I used it purposefully.
mhm. And like I said, I'm not going to respond to that until James gets back because I really
Uh-huh.
want to see where this conversation
Everybody
goes.
want to sit on the sidelines.
Because it's a good conversation.
Y'all like that word, erasure?
Well, I
At
love the
first,
comedy.
hey, I was accused of, is that even a real word? I'm just sitting up here talking out of yip yap and nothing, huh? Yep, go ahead and look up that word. I spelled it out earlier.
Yep. I'll even put in the time. So if you look at the time codes down below in the description, you'll see it right there. So you have no excuses. You can look it up and figure it out for yourself.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It is the act of deleting, like literally. And I go, that's what's being presented here. That's all I'm saying. Prom, wedding, replacement, erasure. Because now if you start calling weddings proms, I'm just saying. Like, Did I just add a vocabulary word today? Word of the day on
Yeah,
Sesame Street.
pretty much. Yeah, you did. Absolutely. Hey, that's a great part about this podcast. You actually learn something.
Man. Yeah, I might sound crazy, but I'm not crazy.
Well, I mean, that's what I was saying. That's why I was telling James earlier. I didn't go to my prom, so and I didn't have it. And my mom used to always say, "Oh, you'll regret not going to prom." I'm like, I don't regret it, not one bit. I'm cool. If anything, you should be happy because you got to save money.
It's some type of movie that's titled Erasure. Or no, I think it's a TV show. Actually, I think it's a TV show.
I'm actually looking it up right now. No, forget it. We live in AI times.
It's an AI.
Erasure.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, got another one. Yay. I like that word. I can turn that
Erase.
into like a rap song or something.
There
Probably
you
be pretty
go.
good, especially if you know the definition.
There you go ahead and do it. Dude, you
Just
got the
saying.
connect.
And then you can get a feature with people like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, all them. I'm just saying.
I definitely see that being a Kendrick song for sure.
Just saying. Just saying.
That kind of sounds scary. It's like, can you imagine, like you just sleep, someone's go up to your ear like eraser. Like what the fuck?
I'm just saying. It'd be a hot song. It'd be a hot song if you know what you're talking about.
You know, put that together, throw some lyrics together, use ChatGPT.
Mm-hmm. The way G was talking about it a little bit earlier, some people gonna be trying to use it on that whole prom situation. Like it never happened.
Oh man, that's funny. No, you go to prom?
Yep.
How was your time?
It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty fun. But then again, I dance, so yeah. Yeah.
You probably had other couples there looking at their dude like, how you ain't dancing like him? I don't miss those times, but the dancing part was fun. The dancing
Yeah.
part was fun. Yeah. Yeah. It's like,
I'm just saying the whole prenuptials that's going on and all that stuff. I'm going, wow, that's new. That's different. But it already has a name and it has a different title.
uh,
Test, test. All right, I'm back.
okay. Okay. There's something wrong?
Yeah, I've been talking. I'm like, what the heck's going on? My mic didn't turn on. Yeah, so you said you attended prom, Norris?
Yep.
Yeah. What about you, B? How was your prom? Or did you even go?
No, there you go. I had two options. I was either go to prom or go to grand night. And I'm
He
like,
took the best option, though. He did.
oh yeah,
Grand night's better.
all right, dude, let's go to Disneyland. Shoot. Shoot, I already knew. I'm like, yeah, man. Because like I said, most of the schools going anyway. So there was parties all throughout Disneyland that night. Dude. I haven't seen Disney. I have never been. Disneyland had been lit since that day. Man, I was cutting the lines on the ride. That night, I realized I knew a lot more people than I thought I did. So I was cutting lines, doing a lot of dancing, seeing some homies in other schools. Oh yeah, I had a new outfit too. Too. Oh, my folks actually bought me Jordans.
Oh,
Dude, I had some new pair of Jordans, some designer pants and shirt. I forgot who it was. You know, it was Rockefeller, probably Rockefeller, Sean John, one of them. You know, and I was fly that night. I was fly. Shoot. I had a new pair of jeans. Those jeans were $80. That was a lot back then.
man.
Dude, I had some money in my pocket for graduation. Oh yeah, uh, I was rolling that night, man. And like I said, that was no, that was probably the best option financially too for my folks. We didn't grow up rich or nothing like that. So, because if I would have took the prom, then we had to get a tuxedo and you know, I said, or I'll probably have to wear my JW suit. And that was gonna happen. So, I had to get the flowers and all that other stuff, and um, it would have been a more financial burden of a night if I would have went to prom. So I was like, yeah, grand night's just one payment. I think, yeah, it was just one payment. I was also able to get the senior yearbook as well. And each time I look at it, I realize just how terrible that yearbook was when it came to the design. And and the people who made the yearbook, the designers or the book editors that created the yearbook, they put most of their friends in it. I'm like, wow, you all wasn't even popular like that, you know. But their photos all over my yearbook. So I was like, okay, whatever. Yeah, it was
Good time.
interesting time. I was say more interesting. Yeah, so I was playing basketball today, and
Mhm.
being the O-N. You know, the young kids, they say Y-N.
Yeah.
So I'll say O-N. I'm an old. I was playing some ball, man. I was shooting around my knee pod, man. I was like, yep, I'm done for today. My knee pod. I was like, wow. Oh, just let you know, I'm not old, but
Uh,
sure felt like it today. I sure just my knee popped.
ouch.
Yeah, man. It didn't hurt. It just you just know once you hear that noise, it's time to
Crack.
stop. It's time to stop. I was like, nope, I'm done with the b-ball today. No, I actually shoot pretty well. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, man, uh, it's a compliment for me. So I don't be playing like that no more. So I know I still got the skills. I was like, okay, shoot. And I got a hook shot.
Mm.
I actually got a hook shot. Or let's say the baby sky hook. I'm like, damn. I don't know when I got this shot, but
This so good. I'm gonna have to ask, can I get some rights to this that I'm about to drop?
Sure, man. I'm trying to find like a little topic that we can do while we're waiting, but every topic I have was switching. I'm like, I'm not trying to switch topics like that hard. Trying to find like a little baby. Oh, here I got one that I just saw that's crazy. Which you couldn't hear me because my mic was off, but the they're about to the Black Ranger, the original one,
Mhm.
he's about to have a new movie come out. I just saw it,
Oh.
I'm like, what the I was like, wait a minute, what? And it's based off of the I don't know if you remember the reason why he left. Well, I mean not the official reason, but in the show,
Hmm.
basically he went to a conference and I guess they're doing a continuation of that story
Hmm.
and like
It's a
why he
long
left. I'm like,
time later.
right? I'm like, but I mean, what do you expect, man? All the old stuff is coming back. Damn, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, wait a second. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, me just saying that just made me realize how old I am because this is the same thing I used to talk with my uncles. I'm like, oh damn, everything old becomes new. But it's on. Let me find the title again. There you go. So I don't know if you can see the screen, but the movie's called Black, a Power Rangers fan film.
Hmm. That's interesting.
Right? I'm like, what the heck? I was not expecting this. Like you said, this like it's a long time ago. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing where this is gonna go.
being married in the prom.
Putting it all together like a what do they call those? Two stories in one. What do they call those? Ah, man.
Oh, I'm back, by the way. Sorry.
Oh, a bodega. Took me a minute.
Because a 2-for-1 deal.
That wasn't good enough. I need something more luxurious, something that costs a little bit more. I'm
Oh, shoot.
just
That's
saying, a wedding is a wedding and a prom is a prom. I don't care how much you try to put something else into something else.
I don't care if they're similar. I don't care if it's a copy of the exact same thing.
Mhm.
I
I'm
mean,
just saying, when it comes to a prom is a prom. I guess proms are supposed to come with promise rings now and stuff like that. I don't know.
uh, I mean, I think we all. Well, I'm not sure because I know you be busy all the time. But I know me and B haven't able to pay attention enough, and we could say the rules of the world are starting to change in really weird ways.
Yeah, that's how the world works. That's why terminology changes constantly because it's a majority vote. That's what I was getting at this whole darn time.
Man, there's a good video I saw.
Well, what happened if our marriage time is not the same as the past, though?
It isn't. So it's just, I mean, look at now, 10 years from now, before, and 10 years from that, and 10 years, and you'll notice differences about all kind of stuff.
That is true. The only difference is that I thought I'd been a lot more depressed about being old, but I'm actually getting happy getting old because see what these younger generation has to deal with. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. Like I tell people, I'm okay with being old. I'm not cool with being broke, but I'm totally okay with being old.
That's why I brought up the word erasure in the first place, because I go, that's why we be getting lost. We think something means something that it don't mean.
Or like me and B have talked about off the podcast, there's a conflation issue.
Yeah, putting too many things into one. I'm saying that's kind of what we're talking about here. But I'm the old fartsy wartsy professor. That's okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, that actually does make sense. That's true.
What the fuck? You understand there's 4 people on this fucking podcast. You guys can have this conversation without me.
Man, I'm just saying I already said what I said.
I mean, pretty much. Like, G wants there to be a definitive winner.
Well, no, I just trying to see if the conversation's over or not.
It's a conversation.
Yeah,
at the end of the day.
I just didn't know if it was done or not.
I made my points. You've made your points, and all we're gonna do is keep making these points back.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm good with it. I don't give a fuck. I stand by my statement because it makes sense. I just wanted to fucking go, okay, look, stop giving me questions. You gotta actually make a point. So yes, you made a point now. Let's go. But I figured B and G would have chimed in eventually. But I mean, it's not.
I was writing notes. You guys were saying words, and I was taking notes. It was like a school lecture.
Classes in session.
Like I said,
it was like the great debate.
I'll be honest. I didn't really have nothing to say. I mean, you guys were saying all this stuff. Well, it's like, don't get me wrong. If there's something I want to say, I'll say it.
You did say something. You said something about conflating. You need to speak upon.
Yeah, well, that doesn't really apply to this conversation. But yes, I have said, which me and B talked about this before. That yes, there is a conflation issue with our society.
That doesn't pertain to this.
I mean, not in the way I was talking about it.
Fuck that. See, that's why I like when Norris or Keith is on here because we'll go at it. I don't give a fuck. I have no fear to argue with y'all motherfuckers at any point. We can go. As long as you bring me a point back, we could argue till it gets dark outside and motherfucking sun comes back up. Let's do it.
I mean, I don't mind arguing. It just depends on what the conversation is.
Yeah, but it has to be an argument that makes sense. Like there has to be points and shit in it, you know.
Well, yeah, I don't see the argument there.
So is there or is there not conflating happening with prom, with the whole what do they call that list of events going on within the prom nowadays?
Well, James made a good point. I don't think you caught it, but he said something about, he basically said that people ain't really getting married anymore, so the only time that you could really have that, that wedding environment is during prom. I don't know if you heard that, but he did say that. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So in that sense, I wouldn't say like I agree. I wouldn't say that's a conflation issue. I would say that like I think I agree more with what is it kind of what you were saying where or no more James where it's more of a replacement thing than a conflation.
And
That's what I
okay,
say.
that's a tough one.
Because again, I don't see how that's not really conflation.
I
How
mean,
not? Like you literally putting wedding stuff into a prom.
again though, I feel it's still more of an acceleration because these kids. I don't know about when y'all was in school, but I would never see a kid with a fucking tattoo, let alone a full fucking sleeve. But these kids in high school is tatted up, pierced up, fucking looking like they going to the club because everything is just accelerating. So would it make sense that people started treating a prom more like a wedding? And then when they get into the real world, they're like, fucking, the world sucks. Life sucks. Fuck this. I don't want to get married. Blah, 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 this and this and that. So then at least now the parents are like, well, at least you had your prom. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And then when they finally get married, they're like 50 years old and they just pull up in the El Dorado and they say, I do. And then they ride off, with the muffler hanging off and shit like that.
They have to pay for all of that all over again for the oh jeez.
They just want to
Well,
ride.
you also got to think about the evolution of marriage. All right. What we understand what it is today, it was the same like our great grandparents, where all they just need was the signature of mom and pa, and they're married. So that goes back into erasure if you want to say that. So it's just that throughout the generations, I guess you could say the practices of marriage has been different throughout time, you know. But like I said,
Well, it's more in
we
recent times, but keep going.
yeah. So what the kids are doing today, I mean, this is their version, I guess, is evolved into their version of a marriage, right? you
Yeah, but
know,
I wouldn't call that erasure. I would call that corporate marketing.
well, yeah. But no, I say erasure as in the traditions of what they used to do is gone, and we created something new
Because of
from
corporate
that.
marketing.
Yeah.
But
So
so here's a
Corporate
question.
marketing is a source of erasure, just to put that out there. It
Yeah.
has happened.
Not in this point. You could probably bring up a point where it has, but not in this situation. Because there was no situation before. Like he said, they were like, yep, just mom and pa say you're married, you're married. Yeah, but corporations figured out, fuck that, we can make money off of this. Why do you think you need to spend 2 months' salary on the ring?
Valentine's Day, specifically that
Bullshit.
holiday.
The Birds made that up. They literally just made up a campaign that said, if you love your woman, you need to spend 2 months on your fucking ring.
mhm.
Or how about the phrase "diamonds are forever"? Where'd that come from?
Again, that shit came from the Birds.
It's crazy. They got so much diamonds in a diamond bank. Diamonds are
Yeah.
actually worthless.
Worthless, yeah. Diamonds are the most worthless piece of shit on the planet, but the birds had a stockpile of them and was like, "How do we get rid of these?" Oh, just tell everybody and literally it was a fucking commercial. It was a marketing campaign. Diamonds are forever. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. If you love your woman, spend 2 months. All that shit was all a campaign.
That's true.
Over the years, it just made more sense.
Not SENSE, You mean CENTS?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, fuck yeah, dude. You know how much money they've made over that shit?
Oh man,
You can literally go
I'm
buy
noticing
your
a
own
trend
diamond.
about this conversation. It's all
You,
about the money.
money makes the world go round.
Does
Yeah.
it though?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Mm.
We saw what happened to China right now.
I think resources make the world go around.
You figure what?
Resources. Money don't mean squat if you ain't got no resource.
You know, again, China thought that. Boy, were they fucking wrong. How long did it take them to fold? 2 weeks? They have all the resources.
Oh,
We said,
shoot.
all right, keep those motherfuckers. Fuck you. 2 weeks later, they're like, well, hold on. Let's not be so hasty here. Let's talk this out.
I guess diamonds are not forever.
I'm gonna call bull crap on it then, just because I can. Why did we go to war again with Saudi Arabia and whatnot?
Talk about the 9/11 war.
Yeah, all that stuff. It was all
No,
mixed in.
he's
What
not
was the
talking.
reason we went to war, supposedly?
He's talking about Iraq. He's not talking about
Oh,
the fucking 9/11.
okay.
He's talking about going to war over the oil.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't
okay,
that what
gotcha.
got going on?
But
Wasn't
that's
that
just it.
resource?
No, but see, there's a difference in that. We didn't go to war because we wanted their oil. We went to war because we were being bullies with them. Because we could have gotten oil from anywhere else. We just wanted it from them.
Okay. Still a fight over a resource, yes or no?
No, it was a fight over being the strongest dog in the yard.
It was still a fight over the resource. Because if it wasn't a fight over the resource, you would have left it there, right?
Really? Because how much oil do we use from Iraq now? We put more out of fucking Canada probably than we do Iraq.
And yeah, they started saying some stuff to themselves about that one.
But again, we we went over there and fucked those dudes up. Like, yep, see?
And
Don't fuck
that's the
with us no more.
mentality of the bully. The bully think they gonna get away with it. And
I
I
don't.
go, really, America is the baby, the biggest crybaby of all.
Nah, I don't know about that one, dog.
All right.
America's put themselves for many years as the bully.
If you don't say so.
Actually, maybe we should stop talking about this. We got a lot of overseas people listening.
Uh,
That's
ah,
true.
Wait a minute.
they gonna side with me.
No, they would definitely they would side with me.
I don't know.
America has been the biggest bully for. How can you consider us a baby?
How we act. That's how.
But what are we crying about?
We're always crying about not getting our way.
We cry. When have we cried about not getting our way?
When?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Random stuff. Kids wise, right? I'll show you. There's a random shooting that happens. What do they say?
There's a shooting.
Yeah, a school
Gun,
shooting. You know what I'm
gun
talking about.
violence,
Stuff.
gun control. They say
Yeah.
gun control.
They say gun control. All that.
Hmm.
And it's all whiny baby syndrome. And we know how to fix it.
How do
We
you
choose not to fix it for a reason.
how do you fix it?
What do you mean? How do you fix it? We
Yeah,
didn't
how do
have
you
the
fix
problem before, did we?
Yeah,
We did. When?
yeah.
When?
There's always been shootings.
Yeah, but at the schools, when?
Since you guys were in high school.
So that's a more recent occurrence then. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Because before you could beat the shit out of somebody and not worry about it.
And
When
then
you
we
got
were, and
coming
then
out
we
of
were we or were we not crying about that?
who?
America as a whole.
No. America as a whole was not crying about that because we didn't give a fuck. We said, hell yeah, that shit
Huh?
get tough.
What?
You motherfuckers was crying about that.
And then who's the you then?
You motherfuckers, all the rest of y'all on this fucking podcast, you guys were crying about that.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
I know you don't, but that's okay.
What the fuck does that even mean?
That means you didn't pay attention to the conversation. But it can run back and then
Oh,
it'll
what
tell
the
you.
fuck? What?
It'll run back and it'll tell you.
No, it won't.
Yeah, well.
Okay, just because you say it will doesn't mean it will, nigga. It won't. I'm telling you right now. Because how does that mean we're crybabies as a whole? Because you guys got softer?
You keep saying you guys like we're a whole different country or something.
Yeah, you guys kind of are. You guys grew up in the participation awards.
You said what?
You guys grew up in the participation awards.
Oh, okay.
Shit, I mean, did you not? The fuck?
Da, 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 da.
I'm still trying to figure out how that means that we're as a whole a crybaby because of school shootings.
Look what happens and what we do during that time
What
when
are we
certain stuff is
supposed to
happening.
do? Start shooting kids in the face?
No, but why would you even make that as a suggestion?
Well, because you said, oh, we're crybabies because they said gun control. What the fuck are they supposed to do?
Wasn't that already your premise, the gun control thing?
Hell no. I don't even
Then
support gun control.
I don't know. You said it. I'm just asking.
You just asked the fucking, see, again, here we go with this shit again. You just asked the fucking question. You said, what do they do in school shootings? I don't know. They complain about gun control. See? Exactly. Exactly. I don't
But
That's
understand.
not what I said, but it's okay.
but well, technically, a school shooting is a valid reason to cry because people die. So
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? I am lost now. I don't know what we're talking about anymore. What the fuck is going on? Okay.
There's a
So
lot of valid reasons to
crybabies,
cry, but what I mean by being a crybaby, we cry about all kinds of stuff.
what? We cry about all kinds of stuff, like school.
Yes.
But what are we?
What's
What?
an important topic right now in politics? Right now. Go ahead and give one. I don't care which one.
Go ahead, G. Give them an important topic.
I would say how the decision that Trump is making currently right now, and his base is pretty much pissed off at him.
Crying, right? About who we put into office is what's stated constantly. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
If you want to talk about, I would say the left and the Democrats. Yes, they do a lot of crying about who we voted in office as a whole.
So all it really does is split us all apart because we're making that determination to call somebody else a name and blah blah blah, and it just keeps going in a silly circle of destruction.
I think it's a lot deeper than that, but yes,
Yeah, I'm just putting basic,
fair enough.
and that's why I'm sitting there going, see, you can keep showing, it's there.
But what are you showing?
I'm showing
That
that
we're
we cry.
crybabies because people don't want this dude in office and some people do?
That's what we tend to do instead of doing our actual duties and obligations towards stuff like that not happening. But stuff happens, life happens too.
How is that not supposed to happen though? There's eventually going to be a winner and a loser.
That's what this country built off of, though, right?
Nah, this country is built off civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience.
This country's built off literally fucking violence.
Yeah, and there's a winner and a loser, right?
I mean, in war, there's always everybody is off of winner. The beginning of time has always been a winner and a loser.
So it's always been met about competition, right?
Well, yeah, I agree to that.
That's what I said in the beginning. That's
When
it.
did you say that?
Gosh,
Did you
I'm
say
not
that?
gonna keep replaying.
What the fuck? When did you say that?
Okay, go back again. Go back.
I ain't going back shit, bro. When did you fuck that? Did this dude just say, see, look, there's macaroni and cheese and ham and
Nah,
turkey.
skip
And
all that.
there's a winner and
There's
loser.
two other
Bam,
witnesses
bam,
here. Did
competition.
I or did I not say that?
You said what? Your premise was
I'm not
country
asking you. I'm
crybaby.
asking the other two that are here.
Oh yeah, my fault. Go ahead. Go ahead, y'all. Answer. Cause this is crazy to me.
Oh, man. Devin Norris. uh, he- well, the last argument was about crybaby, and what that actually means. That is true. But going back to forget what part Norris was saying, uh, you had a few beginners, Norris, so you gotta let us know which one.
What you mean? Did he bring up that it's based on competition?
You said, did he what?
Did he bring up that it's based on competition?
Uh,
I would say,
I don't think he used the word competition.
yeah, he brought it up in probably an indirect way.
How the fuck did he bring up an indirect way by saying we're crybabies?
Yeah.
That was a different conversation.
What it was? I thought
Yeah.
that was this whole country conversation.
You
said we're
switched over, so I
crybabies.
switched over too.
You said we're crybabies. I said nah, we're bullies. And then you said nah, we're crybabies. Like mass school. I said give me an example. You said mass school shootings. And I was like, okay, what the fuck are we supposed to do during a mass school shooting? And you said, what do they say about school shootings? I said, they want gun control. You said, yeah, see, exactly. And then at the end, you said, see, it's based on competition. What the fuck, dude?
That is not what happened. So again, that's why I say what I say, and that's okay. You'll see.
I
And
ain't
then
saying shit.
I'll just look back and be like, that's what it is.
Nah, fuck. I'm gonna start doing that. Hey, B, is your name B? See, that's what it is. Yep.
Oh man.
G, did you walk across the street today? Yeah, man, that's what it is, dog. That's what it is. That's what it gonna be. Oh, you did not say shit about competition. And G gonna say you said something in an indirect way, but he ain't
Oh.
point shit.
Oh shit.
He still ain't said shit.
Sure, I have
No, not you, G.
it.
He was the one that said you said it in an indirect way. I'm trying to figure out how.
That's why I said he got to have an instant replay on this stuff.
I've been saying that shit for months.
I agree with that. Especially with this conversation, yeah, I need to figure out an instant replay. Absolutely, I agree. Out of this conversation, this further lets me know that yeah, I gotta look into figuring out how I can do we can rewind the podcast so you guys can hear it back. I don't know a good way you can do it.
Holy fuck. Gee, you still haven't proven your point about this motherfucker saying it indirectly.
Yeah, that's because he said it indirectly. So, and he said a lot of stuff, so I can't exactly remember, but I know how he is. And normally he does say it, but he says it in an indirect way. I just don't, I don't hear it, or it goes over my head sometimes. Just
And meshes within the meshes within the meshes.
This motherfucker basically said, look here, sausage, cheese, pepperoni, sauce. See, I told you, pizza.
I said, Norris, you're a parable talker. Fucking parable.
Oh, damn. I'm like, man, this is a direct conversation. This motherfucker then brought some people from out of the country into it. Like, yep, see? Exactly. That's what we talking about. Hamburgers. Bam.
Hey, all I'm saying is he gonna get a lot of hits for this video because we talking about subjects that people don't like talking about.
Hey, I hope so. Shit.
And do you know this is episode 99?
No, I didn't know that.
Yep. Next one, it is episode 100. And I'm trying to figure out what we can do.
Laugh.
And that's what I was trying to figure out. That's funny laugh. Again, I'm still waiting to hear back from people on what to do for if we are going to do it anything for episode 100 or if it's just going to be a regular episode. Once I hear back from people, I'll know what we're going to do. We may go live, but it depends on what everybody else wants to do. So I gotta figure that one out. So I'm open to any ideas. If anybody got any ideas, let me know. But it depends on what everybody else wants to do. As recording this podcast, we have 2 weeks to decide. And if I don't hear from nothing, we're just gonna have just a regular episode. I'm just letting it be known to everybody who listens to this podcast. If we do go live, I will definitely put a post out so y'all know. If we don't go live, then you'll just get a regular episode. I want to say 2 weeks after uploading of this podcast episode, or I should say chapter. So that's what it is. I don't know. We may do something else too. I don't know. We may try to have special guests. I have no idea. I haven't heard back from anybody. But if y'all are wondering about episode 100, if we're going to do anything special like we did for episode 50, it just really depends on what I hear. It really depends on what everybody tells me. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank y'all for checking out another podcast. Definitely appreciate it. I want to thank B. I want to thank Norris. I want to thank James for being on this episode. Definitely appreciate it. On your way out, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely appreciate it. Make sure to check out the Cliff's channel, Fit the Description Podcast, over there on YouTube. Make sure to check us out on Instagram, @pin_Pete's_network. Yes, I got to work on it. My bad, but that's still up. Also, I just want to address this real quick. We do have a Patreon. It's there. It's linked down below. But unless you want to see like the trial stuff, there's not much content on there. I recommend don't check that out. Once we build a lot more subscribers, then absolutely check it out. But for now, don't even do it. If you do go check out the Patreon, which I appreciate, whatever you do, do not pay for the highest tier right now. It's unnecessary. Don't do that right now. That's more for the future. But anyway, just want to let you know, we do have a Patreon. It is up, but it's not being updated or utilized until we get this community a lot bigger than what it is. So now with that being said, I want to thank y'all. I appreciate y'all, and we will be back. Oh, I forgot. The next episode is episode 100. I know I already talked about it earlier, but I'll just say it again. I don't know what we're going to do for that episode. We may do something special. We may not. We may even do an actual live episode. We're thinking about it. Everything's in talk. So I'm not sure. By the time this podcast comes out, we'll figure out then. But beyond that, I don't have much else to say. So I want to thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all on the next episode. Have a good one.